everyone, episode 13 of the Tom Holland-a-thon, and today I will be watching Avengers Endgame. Finally! I'm not gonna lie, this is kinda what I've been waiting for during this marathon. I mentioned it maybe a couple of times, but this is my favorite MCU film. I'm sorry. I know it's like a very basic choice as a favorite. There's some people that absolutely despise the final battle and think this movie is way too has way too much fan service and is a bit cheesy and not really a good ending. People think that a lot of the characters deserve better, but I'm sorry. No. This movie is a perfect... I couldn't have possibly imagined a better ending to this franchise. I remember when this came out and there were rumors of time travel and I wouldn't believe it. No! Because I don't like time travel in fiction. Well, I do if it's utilized well. If you've seen my Emma Watson-a-thon, I think I may have mentioned that I like how time travel is used with the time turner in Prisoner of Azkaban. That's an example of a time travel movie that does it well. There's way more time travel films that do it poorly and time travel films that do it well, so I was really hoping that there wouldn't be any time travel in this film. And then, of course, there was. I don't know if that's a spoiler. And I actually didn't mind. It was utilized very, very well, I think. It didn't cause any problems at all. And if you think it did, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. I'm just talking this film, not Loki or any other spin-off media. Just this film? No, the time travel, it adds up. What else can I say? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just really, really love this film. I shouldn't be sorry about that. Can't wait to see it again. The only slight issue is that Tom Holland's in it for like 10% of the runtime. That's not a huge problem because I like this film either way, but yeah. So yeah, I'm going to watch this film, I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm going to explain to you why this is the perfect ending to the first three phases of the MCU. When I've seen it, something weird happened. For the first time ever, I liked Infinity War more than Endgame. That's so weird. I'll explain why in just a second, but first let me quickly summarize the movie. After the events of Infinity War, the Avengers try to avenge their fallen comrades, and really, I'm not going to say any more because I think Endgame is best enjoyed if you know absolutely nothing about it. That's the way I did it, and I really liked it when I first saw it, so I'm not going to spoil anything. So if you're watching this not having seen the movie yet, I'm just going to do a spoiler-free part in the beginning of the video. So I think Infinity War is more consistently good than Endgame. Endgame has higher highs and lower lows, while Infinity War is more consistently good. Before I rewatched this film, I thought the higher highs of Endgame were enough to make it a better film than Infinity War. But now the lower lows kinda made me realize that Infinity War was more fun to watch all the way through. I'm still convinced that the higher highs are better than anything in Infinity War or the entire MCU for that matter. But the lower lows just, yeah, they just kinda made it a little bit of a worse film than Infinity War. They felt a bit more tedious, like I was just impatiently waiting for the highs to start. So for that reason, I'm going to give Endgame a 9 out of 10. And If you don't want any spoilers, click off now. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. Right, now let's talk spoilers, shall we? In case you didn't realize yet, those lower lows I was referring to are the parts of the time heist. That just feels a little bit tedious, yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love the idea of the time heist, and I love the way it was executed. It's just that after 4 rewatches, you kind of get it. Like, it's a part that I wished could go by a little bit faster. And I don't mind the setup for the time heist, because I think that has some great character moments that I don't really want to skip. But the time heist itself, yeah, I could go without, or just a little bit shorter. It's still great, and it still has some funny moments and some good character moments, like the bit with Tony and his father, or for a funny moment I will refer to basically anything Ant-Man was in, but still just a little bit less good than the rest of the film. Like I said, while watching I thought like, okay, but like I kind of want the finale to start. And speaking of the finale, what a finale. The final battle, just the moment that Thor, Captain America and Iron Man start fighting Thanos, everything from then on is perfection. I alluded to it a couple of times during the Tom Holland-a-thon, but that fight is the best fight in the entire MCU. It just has tons of tiny little moments that I absolutely love. The coolest part by far is Ant-Man just punching one of those Chitauri things out of the sky. That was great. And yeah, just that entire fight, that long shot where everyone runs at the army together, and of course the portal scene, that is just great in the way that it builds up and builds up and builds up, and it keeps building up, and every time you think, all right, this is it, it keeps building up, and it is great. And the music in that scene is just phenomenal. But hands down, the best part is when Captain America picks up Mjolnir. And just when I watched that in the cinema, there was a collective gasp. Everyone was like, what? What? It was great. Spider-Man wasn't in this film very much, but I feel like he had 2 great moments, and that's enough. The first one is when he like explains to Iron Man what happened with Doctor Strange, and he says like he did like the orange sparkly thing, and that's great. And of course when he says to Tony, we won, Mr. Stark, we won. And then he finally says Tony for the first time, I guess. That's great. I love that. Tom Holland is great in this film. And just to quickly add to our graph, he also is 16 in this film because Spider-Man didn't age during the blip, so he's still 16 years old. I don't really have anything more to say because it's hard to discuss a perfect film, and Spider-Man wasn't in it very much, so I don't have that much to talk about with Tom Holland. So I'm going to leave it at that. As I said, I give this film a 9 out of 10 just because I thought Infinity War was just a tiny bit better. But a 9 out of 10 is still a really good score. Next episode, I'm going to be watching Spider-Man Far From Home, so do join me for that, and I will see you then. Goodbye.